So I'm a big fan of the .NET CLI that's been a part of .NET Core for a long time now. And right now I've got version 7 installed on this machine. If, however, I want to use a different version, instead of going about installing it onto this same machine here, I've set up an alias for .NET where I can type .NET and then 8. Could grab the version there. Or I could run .NET and 5 to get the 5th version. And grab the version of that. So I have a bunch of helpers here for aliases that allow me to run different versions of .NET. For example, I could do .NET 2.1. And the cool thing is I can do all of this without actually installing these various different versions of the SDK onto my machine. And I can do that because if we take a look at one of these aliases, I've got that alias to a function, which if we take a look at, just a few lines of code here, and in the middle of it is the key part. I'm making a call to Docker container run. I'm specifying a version of the .NET SDK, passing that as the version tag here. So it might be 2.1 or 8.0 or 5.0. And then after that, I run the .NET command and then whatever else I pass in. At the end of the day, that means I can run the .NET 8 alias, and that will ultimately run a .NET SDK 8.0 container. And then whatever else I pass here, like the version flag, or if I want to take a look at the new command and get the help for that, that will be passed as the remaining args to the .NET CLI inside of that container. And thus, I can run the various different versions of the SDK without actually installing them on my machine. And you can see this in action here. If I run a version I haven't used yet, like version 3.1, grab the version for that, watch what happens in the output. So now you can see the image is being pulled because I don't have that image on my machine. So that Docker image serves as a little environment inside of which we can run .NET 3.1. Once that's done, we get back the version. And then if I run this again, this time I won't see the image being pulled because it's already cached.